In this demonstration, I'll describe the steps for using the Plantarflexion Dorsiflexion tool. The first thing I like to do is to right-click and move the mouse toward yourself, which will zoom out the model or the image on the screen. Try not to left-click the mouse because it will tilt or rotate the image on the screen or the model in the wrong direction. What we need to do here is to get the calf section so that it's perfectly vertical prior to changing the angle of the dorsiflexion or plantarflexion of the image or the model. So there's a couple of things we can look at here. One is the red line that's coming out the top of the model. We can try to align that so that it's perfectly parallel to one of the grid lines. And two is simply visually look at the model so that it's perfectly straight up and down. Again, by right-clicking, you can change the forward or anterior or posterior tilt of the image. So that looks pretty straight up and down. Now, our model was scanned with the foot in a dorsiflexed position. There's a screen at the bottom. Pull that down, get it out of your way. Move the cursor to the up and down arrow on the goniometer, and we're going to take and plantarflex our foot so that we have approximately 1/2 or closer to 5/8 to 3/4 of an inch of distance so that the ball of the foot is lower than the heel. We're going to go a little bit more now because one of the final steps in our modification process is to actually trim off the toe plate of our AFO near the end of the process. So we're going to go a little bit further now, knowing that we're going to take a little bit of this material off in the end. The other thing is we want to build this in a little bit of plantar flexion, because when the patient wearing this AFO has it in a shoe, we have to take into account the heel height of that shoe. With the AFO in a shoe, we then want this AFO to be straight up and down. So we're going to build this AFO with a slight amount of plantar flexion built into it to account for the heel height of a shoe. All right, so currently I have approximately, if I hold my cursor on the green arrow and then press or left click the mouse, it will tell me how much plantar flexion I have in this currently. And right now it says I have about 5 degrees. This looks good to me, again, with all those conditions met. Those conditions are, again, that the calf section or leg section is perfectly vertical, and I'm taking into account the heel height of a shoe. So we're done with this step, and we can move on to the next step.